welcome to session 9 of 10 of Dice Friends. I know the official D&D account tweeted that this was our finale. It was originally scheduled to be the finale, but then we missed a week because Serge and Ben's plane got delayed when they were coming back from PAC South.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was great.
No stress at all that day.
No.
Active V2 Ghazi.
Yeah.
So this is session 9. This is not the epic conclusion. This is not
part
when
one of our epic
Majel
conclusion?
Beret, I don't know.
Two-part climactic.
Yeah.
It's not when Majel Beret says, and now for the epic conclusion.
Yes.
Yeah, so now for the second, I don't know.
And now the conclusion.
What was
Yeah.
the two-part TNG where, you know what? Never mind.
Yeah.
We don't need my stories.
Part 1 of epic conclusion. That's not necessarily true.
What if it's all, I mean, I don't know how it's going to go
It's
today, but
session 9.
what if we finish it today and then session 10 is just like the big after party?
Yeah, it's just like, welcome to the sausage party.
What I do,
What, like an anime cop-out?
Yeah.
would I do something absolutely that indulgent where I got to do all of my favorite NPCs again, even Beppis from Kurnong?
Ah, Beppis.
Yeah. Would you
Beppis
do
was
that?
a good king, or a
Yeah.
good kid.
He was. He was a very sweet kid.
Grew up to be a good king.
Yeah, he's not going to, but because that's not really what they do in Ravnica. But he was a fine kid. He was just like burned out on shitty poopy tourists. Get those swears out before we go live here on the Wizards of the Coast YouTube channel. Thank you for hosting us, or YouTube channel, Twitch channel. Anyhow, who's ready to party?
I am.
I am.
Yo.
Who's ready to hear a long intro?
Oh.
I love long
Well, because
intros.
we sort of left off at a very important moment last night.
Oh, are we still in Dr. Bulgovac's office?
With a
yours.
very handsome elf.
Well, the handsome elf ran
eyebrows.
away.
Oh, did he? Oh,
Yeah.
I was hoping he'd still be there.
Let
Maybe
us.
come back.
I think. Well, wait till Ben's done rolling the rim.
Come
I
on, Ben.
won
Ooh.
Did you get it?
the opportunity to play again.
Ooh. Sorry.
Congratulations.
Bye
Thanks.
again.
Rejection letter from Coffee.
All right. We ready to roll, team?
Do it.
Hello, and welcome to session 9 of Bylaw and Order. When we last left our party, they had just received their 9th guild signature and were thus tantalizingly close to ratifying the new Ravnican sausage standard, bracket ASURSS, end bracket number 2309-76-19. A groundbreaking piece of legislation that, when enacted, will require all sausages seasoned with explosives to come with warning labels, despite complaints from the manufacturers that doing so will ruin the surprise.
They're not wrong.
Our players this week.
Hey, how's it going? I am Ben, and I will be continuing to play the character of Nog the Goblin and the good dog Valencia. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm Serge, and I'm just getting to know Molander, who's like a level 4 druid, and he's trying to find another way to give back to Ravnica, you know? Yeah.
Hi, I'm Cameron, and I'm playing Avenir, the put-upon bureaucrat who is modeled on a 4th level inquisitive rogue.
What up? It's your boy Enor. Sometimes I cast spells, and sometimes they do things.
And while they were doing all of that, getting the sausage agreement signed, our wonderful heroes here also finally found an opportunity to meet the charismatic and improbably attractive leader of the Save the Senza campaign. Eco-protesters opposed to the expansion of Zonot 2 for reasons that have become increasingly obvious and sympathetic. In addition, Avenir, Enor, Molander, and Nog have also been rather busy. In the last 3 days alone, they've learned that the Izzet League expects them to hand-deliver a 40,000 Xeno repair bill, The Chamber of Commerce's big plan to stimulate the local tourism industry is to make murderous abominations in a facility next door to a children's water park. And if you can get all over the blood, stabbings, and fetish gear, the Cult of Rakdos offers a very positive work environment. But currently, our heroes find themselves in the generously proportioned office of the Simic Combine's Dr. Ignaz Bulgavac. And they are watching the president of the 6th District Chamber of Commerce absolutely eat it, tripping over a copy of the Save the Senza petition. Melander,
Hey.
seeing something that delightful and poetically just happen reinforces your belief in the power of Matt Selesnya, and you gain a point of inspiration.
Ooh. Yeah. Like everything happens for a reason, man.
Yeah.
I suppose I should help Dr. Bulgavac up.
Well, it's actually Dr. Ignaz Bulgavac is still over by his desk, and what has happened is that Gurev Bruna, who's the director of the Chamber of Commerce, has come running in and has immediately face planted after tripping over a copy of the Save the Senza petition that was rather spectacularly abandoned in the middle of the doorway when the protesters ran away.
Right.
And so he picks himself up and just goes, "Ah! They left the damn thing at the door of the cheek! And how did they even get in? Blasted Delphine! How dare she take a break from the reception desk at a time like this?" And then Franca is like, "Wait, stop! Who cares about that? Who cares about you? Why did the Save the Senza protesters just run away?" And then Dr. Bulgavac slides in and says, "Oh, don't worry about that fringe group, Miss Dobrik. You're a smart girl. So I'd like to send a fruit basket to the Times-Picayune in exchange for any inconvenience you may have experienced here." Is that the kind of fruit basket that's lined with bribes? "Oh, please, I'm a project leader at the Simic Combine. I would never suggest that. The Chamber of Commerce, however." And then Bruna interrupts Bulgavac with a series of furious gurgles, which finally gives Franca a chance to start talking to the important people in this scene, and she turns to you, Avenir, and says, "What is going on here? The protesters ran away from you four, didn't they?"
Yeah, we scared them real good.
Maybe we should go and talk somewhere in private?
"Okay, sure. I'll follow you."
Echo, private.
Yeah, for the acoustics and...
So are you leaving Dr. Bulgavac's office?
Well, we have his signature. So...
I like your line. She's like, "We're all done here."
I mean, we've got a job to do.
They just left.
Yeah, they ran away.
Are they still in the building?
They are not still in the building.
Crap.
Is there any chance that, because, not to imply anything among the denizens of the Undercity, but did they leave any, like, dirty footprints or anything on the ground?
If they did, some sort of cleaner has already come by because there are no dirty footprints.
We do now suddenly have an idea of where Vogos's greenhouse might be, because we know where the discharge from Zonot 2 will be let out. It stands to reason that maybe his greenhouse would be near there. Can we reference your document to see if there's any structures near there that might be registered to the Golgari?
Let's have a look.
Which I believe I only have a series of names or...
Well, I can tell you for a fact that if you were to look at the property records in that area, you would see that the entire area of the Senza River and the Pato Beach is all registered to the Golgari because it is in fact Cozinha Park.
Huh.
Oh, that's the park that we know.
Yeah.
So are you having this discussion in that atrium?
And everyone can hear it.
Cozinha Park.
Park. So Frank is on the other side then, like trying to plug her ears so she can hear the conversation properly then.
Did we just step into a turf war between the Combine and the Swarm?
Probably.
Like it or not, we're now involved in it.
Well, we better get started on taking apart their command structure.
So what do you
Different
guys,
game.
What are you guys doing then? Franca says as the sound reverberates through the miserable atrium. Sorry, she steps 5 feet away and whispers it again, so it can be heard at a good volume.
Atrium.
Clonk, 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 clonk. What do you guys want to do?
Let's. Can we get back into the elevator or something and get out of here?
Here.
Something either smaller and more absorbent or larger and open.
Well, okay, so what you can do is you can either go back down, you can try to go back down into Zonot 2, which is now very closed, and there are some Simic people saying, no more press screenings today. Or you can go back up into the plaza, like you can take the elevator back up to the top to the out of like the normal visitor entrance to Zonot 2, but then you're in the plaza above the Zonot. But presumably that's how the protesters came in.
Yeah, I would like to know how the protesters got in, because if Delphine did submit her resignation, then presume somehow they still got into the building even without somebody being like, you're not supposed to be here. So let's try to track them back to where they entered the structure.
All right.
Is there any, like, there's no scent or any indication that they've been through here at all?
Melander, make me a perception check.
That's a 2.
Somebody else make me a perception check.
Can my dog that's good at tracking things make a perception check?
Yeah, sure.
7.
Nope. not in this stank place.
Well,
You're like, hey, Melander, do you see anything? He's like, yeah, I can just see V2 Ghazi in my heart right now. It's just like that moment, that beautiful moment. You're like, no, focus, Melander.
Outside.
all right, so now you're outside on top of the plaza. The elevators go down to the visitor entrance. None of this is guarded, by the way.
Okay.
So they could have just
Walked in.
Yeah, I mean,
The receptionist quit.
Yeah.
I assume it's just like it is just a theme park, technically. Despite the fact that it makes some sort of monstrous beings.
Okay, so Franca is here.
She's very interested in what's going on. Hello.
We honestly don't have that much to tell you. We encountered what turned out to have been the leader of the Save the Senza campaign earlier this week.
Worth noting that we only discovered that they were the leader today.
As he stepped in.
Worth noting, he's also like really attractive.
I did notice that, yes.
Yeah. I wonder if he wants to join the Selesnya.
Focus, Melander.
Oh,
One
yeah,
thing at a
yeah,
time
yeah,
there,
yeah,
buddy.
Yeah, okay. Find the handsome elf. Got it.
Currently, we believe his name is Vogos, and he was responsible for the theft from the Boros
68th.
168th Legion of a prototype ISIT device called the Pyromanaflex Conduit.
Hold on, that's the thing that they said was malfunctioning. And then
Very
had been
good.
lost.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
excellent.
We were able to recover it, damaged, as a favor to the ISIT League. And now the ISIT League wants to serve Vogos with a bill for 40,000 zibs, for some large amount of money for repairs.
I think one of you guys kept the receipt.
I've got it right here.
So you have to find Vogos then.
I guess.
Like, everything just comes full circle, and like finding him would close that circle.
Yes.
Yes, it's like the roots of an elaborate tree, Melander.
Yes. Tree V2.
It's like the roots
Family.
of an elaborate tree.
Happy Matt.
Oh.
Any idea where we even start? I feel like we've just done this before.
The Dr. Bulkovac's plans showed that the effluent discharge is in Cozinha Park.
So I guess we should go investigate where it's all coming out. On a side note, you think they would all that this guy would also be willing to sign our document? I'm gonna take that as a yes. Positive thinking. Valencia boofs in agreement.
I mean, we've already got one bloody handprint. 2 should suffice.
Enor this week has changed you.
I think you guys are just getting to know Enor. I don't think he's changed at all.
Who said anything about killing anyone?
You know what? He's pragmatic, and I can appreciate that.
Yeah, like last time we went down to the Golgari, didn't we, kind of kill some people who totally didn't deserve it?
Right, but
That's
this time
not true whatsoever.
Oh, right.
We did not kill anyone.
I've never been able to successfully kill a person in my life.
it was a pack of
It was nothing.
nobody died. On a side note, should we get our sweet costumes?
That don't exist?
Right. It's really hard. I'm not used to dealing with the press.
Is she gonna keep hanging out with us, or do we leave her? Like,
Oh,
don't
I
wanna-
really would like to come with you. This sounds like it'd be a really good cover story. Like, no offense, like whatever's going on at Zonot 2, we're going to be definitely front paging that, and this whole sausage thing probably going to be moving to the back pages or maybe the weekend edition.
Really, the back page, would it be below the fold?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, that's the best news I've heard all week.
Excellent. Anyhow, don't worry about me. You won't even know I'm following you.
Why is that ominous?
I'm good at my job.
That's a good enough answer for me.
Are we
Could
going to
argue
jail?
about the lack of insurance on an outsider working on cross-guild business, but sounds like we're not going to have any luck getting rid of you, so...
I think she's here on her own accord, really.
Jail? I might get fired. I might get fired.
Nog's already putting on his costume.
Now, hold on. Those costumes are enormous. Ismola was carrying them around in a huge duffel bag.
I assumed Ismola kept custody of them.
No, she gives them to you.
Oh, okay.
But
So
I
they
would
would
assume
probably-
that you don't have them on you.
Oh,
That- yeah.
I assume Nog had his because his was more so just random pieces of cloth strewn about
Well,
his
we'll
body.
say that Nog could keep his on his, but definitely Enor and Avenir and Molander could not.
Yeah, Avenir's is definitely more elaborate. It's probably at...
And so it was evening when we went to the party.
I'm going to say that you abstracted them and left them in a locker at the Azorius offices. And I will even let you abstract the 35 to 45 minutes it would probably take you to take the subway back there, because you've got to walk to the Zonot 2 subway stop, take the Nova Gen line like 3 more stops up to Goshen Heights, get your costumes, and then come back
Right.
if you're going to Cozinha Park. Or I guess you actually go to North Yescu, so you go 1 stop further.
Montage.
Yeah, fast travel.
I was just getting
For
like,
the sake of that, I'm going to count it as a short rest.
oh, okay. I'm gonna expend
Right.
a hit die then, because I haven't done that yet this campaign.
So you put so wise choice to put on your disguises when going into the Undercity.
Yes,
I gained
I
8
need
hit
to remember
points.
how to speak slime. All right, let's get going. This is really gross.
All right. So you are deciding to take the subway and not to try to go through Zonot 2?
I like the subway.
I mean, we know that the effluent leads out near Cozinha Park. So if I imagine it would just, like, even if we went through Zonot 2, that would just lead us to Cozinha Park through a different way.
Very
Right.
well reasoned. Also, the only way you'd be able to get to Cozinha Park through Zonot 2 is by being aquatic. So that's another good reason not to go that way.
I assume the pump is submerged. If not in effluent, then at least something like the
Vaguely liquid.
All
something
right.
the Golgari don't want to deal with.
So you're heading straight to Cozinha Park and not investigating anything else?
What? Well, let's think. on a high
Let's
level.
take inventory.
Yeah.
Okay.
What else do we need to know from there? That there's the monster, but there's no thing outside of the monster to worry about.
What monster?
The monster you fought, Otrivin.
Sorry. Oh,
person.
sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, I was operating the person. He was dead, and we didn't need to do anything.
No, but that's the thing. We fought the monster. We had the conversation with the person who signed our thing. We didn't actually read what the Save the Stenza campaign was. So there's potentially some information in that pamphlet they dropped off.
Right.
Petition.
In the petition, because the petition could give us the information so we don't have to walk about blindly in the Golgari area. That would be probably
That would have been a really good idea to pick up the thing that the NPC literally tripped over.
Yeah.
Literally tripped over walking into the room. You can't get out of the room. Why? There's a petition in the way.
An NPC tripped over it.
I don't suppose there's any
Are you
chance that
filled with-
Valencia has it in her mouth
Are you
right
filled
now.
with great regret that you did not look at that petition?
Molander even leveled up because of the petition. Had
Or
a
no, you
moment of
got inspiration.
inspiration.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, if you're really truly that devastated that you didn't pick up the petition, Franca says, "Ugh, you people are terrible," and has
We
managed
really
to have
are.
somehow stolen it while you were all watching her, and pulls it out of her robe, and says, "Okay, what do you want me to read it to you?"
Yes, please.
Please, yes.
All right.
I sit down.
We, the undersigned citizens of the 6th District, demand that the Senate Combine and the 6th District Chamber of Commerce pledge to protect the delicate Senza River ecosystem, respect undercity rights, and safeguard our communities by ceasing work on the Zonot 2 expansion immediately. And then there's a bunch of signatures. Do you want to look for signatures?
Yes, yeah. Well, what are the names on this? Is there a Vogos undersigned?
There is a Vogos on the first page, a Vogos on the second page, 2 on the third, none on the fourth, but like 7 on the fifth.
I would say there's probably the one on the first page would be a good
Yeah,
start.
who led off?
It says Vogos Skiv.
Do we have? Is that one on the on our list?
That I can actually check. Vogos Skiv, Vogos Stunkor, Vogos Elk, Vogos Funt, V Vogos.
Cozinha Park? None.
It's not on the list.
But keep in mind, this is not a list of every Vogos who lives in the Undercity. This is a list of Vogoses that own large properties.
Moreover, we found that this man appears to be a bit of a scofflaw, which means that he may not be operating under official channels.
There's also an address at the bottom of the petition that says "Save the Senza, care of Grudian's Hall, 891 Skubrov Street, Cozinha Depths."
8100 Skubrov?
Ooh,
a
clue.
891 Skubrov Street.
All right.
Okay.
The Grudion?
The Grudian's Hall.
All right.
Gross.
Well, I guess we've got an address. Maybe we should go check this joint out.
Like, we don't even know what the official business of Golgari Swarm is in the 6th District, do we? Like, are we familiar with it?
Yeah, you'd be familiar with what the Golgari does.
What do they do here?
Well, they do what they do everywhere on Ravnica, which is they make food and deal with waste and run stuff in the Undercity.
Okay.
There's some box text later that will explain it, I assure you.
Oh, delightful. Well, okay.
They maintain the in material and the out material.
Yeah. I mean, I can read you the box text now, in fact.
Ooh.
Where it is. The Golgari Swarm, the largest guild in Ravnica, is the guild of life and death. Almost 70% of the food Ravnicans eat comes from the Golgari Swarm's rot farms, vast swaths of dark and swampy reclaimed Undercity land, where the sky is blotted out by the footings of new buildings and overcity garbage is made good and new, transformed into the rich, dark soil that yields the rice and the taro and the dense, woody mushrooms that Ravnican cuisine favors. A Golgari rot farm is where all good souls go to rest, and most of the bad ones too. In a place this crowded, nothing can be wasted. Not space, not resources, and not people. For the Golgari Swarm, this is not tasteful or disrespectful, because death is just another part of nature. Death is a new beginning. And whether that means to be reborn as the grains of rice that will feed your granddaughter, or as a necromantically controlled fungal construct, it's all the same to the Golgari. But of course, once a group of people spends a few thousand years cleaning up garbage, dealing with the dead, and living underground, their neighbors inevitably start forming opinions. It's an open secret that the rest of Ravnican society tends to treat members of the Golgari Swarm exactly the same way they treat everything else they send down to the Undercity. Members of the Golgari Swarm generally like to keep to themselves and bristle at over-city rules designed to keep things clean and orderly, where clean and orderly always seem to be defined as whatever the Golgari is not. The sort of folks you'll meet in the Golgari Swarm were born into the guild and they think it treats them well enough, thank you.
Hence the disguises.
Well, I mean, I see an opportunity to go and check out what's going on. They're not going to know it's us. We've got an address. Why don't we go check it out?
Yeah, because, I mean, last time we just kind of visited a random person. It didn't go well.
Right.
Great.
So let's go to, well, let's
Yeah.
go to,
And this time we won't take his mola.
Yes. And we'll think about the things we say before we hop somebody's fence.
oh, right, that was my fault.
That was your fault.
That was my fault.
Anyways,
Things can be people's faults.
yeah,
no
we
wonder-
don't point too many fingers here. But let's get this thing underway.
All right.
All right. I assume you take the subway You get off at North Yescu, and instead of going up to like where you would go to Nog's garrison, you go down the clearly labeled stairs that say Undercity Access, and you emerge from the staircase into Cozinha Park, about 100 feet away from where you came out of the sewers the first time you visited here. Cozinha Park, as before, is a massive riverfront park and the largest green space in the Cozinha Depths. So it's busy, and due to its central location and low property values, a rapidly gentrifying Undercity neighborhood. A steady stream of people are passing by you on the stairs. They're either heading to the upper city for work or appointments or coming down to enjoy the green space. And it is upper city residents also coming down because Cozinha Park is beautiful. And the place is largely to how you left it, which is dim and humid, but because this is the main entrance, there's a community announcements board to your right.
Yes.
Yay!
Do you want to read the community
I
announcements?
would love to read the community
Yeah.
It's a
announcements.
pulse of the community.
I ain't bragging, but I got a wagon. If you got stuff, I can move it in my wagon. Undercity and Overcity, okay. No bodies unless you pay up front. Vinta Gruth, 34A Toxicackle Boulevard. Parent and taught Swamp Ball. Teach your little one the fundamentals of Swamp Ball. And fundamentals, like the F, the U, and the N is like uppercase and it makes an acrostic. And the F is flotation.
Right.
The U is underwater. And the N is never letting the opponent come up for air.
I made a noise.
If you win Swamp Ball for the first minute, you've won the entire match.
Yeah.
Monday afternoons, Cozinha Depth Recreation Center, 50 zibs per session, does not include safety equipment, anti-chafe cream, or initial tontine buy-in fees. Seeking experienced lute player for symphonic metal band.
Oh, that one got you good.
This one's written in lovely script. King's Icor is overrated, and if you like that kind of psychedelic garbage, don't waste your time or mine. If you're still reading, it means you're brave enough to make some real music. Thrice weekly practice, serious applicants only. Must bring own equipment and proof of formal music training from certified instructor. Contact Draknol Dark Bladder for more information. 1742 Beetle Blossom Close, Cozinha Depths. P.S. Please do not come to inquire after 9 p.m. because my dad says I have to be in bed by then.
Has anyone ever voluntarily played bass?
We're gonna say
Two of you? We should start a band.
that's the problem. Can't.
And finally, probably the most relevant announcement to all of your needs is a handwritten announcement that has been tacked up haphazardly that says, Save the Senza campaign emergency meeting, all concerned citizens welcome, Mulder Hulk Room, Grudian's Hall, 1st of Zaviskier, all day. P.S. Bring snacks.
What's
Can
the
somebody
date
make
today?
me a local knowledge check? A knowing the date check.
Sure, I was gonna say that's today,
That
isn't
would be
it?
a 19.
That's
would-
today!
Hey!
What's today?
The 1st of Zavisker.
I remember what day it was because I wrote it on my hand this morning.
Good job, Nog.
I rolled a 2.
I gave you a newspaper last session that had the date on it as well, to make sure that you would know what the date was.
Ah,
So you did.
Clues.
that's actually what the date written on my hand is, just like the smudging
It's the
from
newsprint.
newspaper.
Yeah.
Nice.
I extrapolated from that number.
Well, do we go to like the meeting, or do we go to the secret clubhouse meeting?
Well, they're
This
both
is
in
the same building.
Yeah.
Whoa!
All right. We're going undercover, which means everyone's gonna have to play their role correctly. Enor, you have to use that crawl accent that you use.
Beep boop.
Basically. Avenir, pretend to be a blob.
Fucking fly.
I'm gonna do that zombie thing that I do. And Mo,
Yeah.
don't say anything.
Molander, I think you should talk as much as you want, Franca chimes in from out of nowhere.
No, don't.
You should not want to
Don't.
talk.
No. Don't. I'm not.
He's so quotable!
I'm not saying you don't have a valuable part of the party. How about this? Let's make a compromise.
Oh, okay.
If you're going to take charge, make sure you know all the relevant information.
So boring.
What's the relevant
Franca says
information?
before hiding again.
That's part of the relevant information.
Exactly,
You're going
if
to
you
have
have-
to find out.
Yeah, if you have to ask that, shut up.
I suppose we should get changed into our outfits.
Oh, we already are.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
we abstracted that.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I assume-
Yeah, I guess it was in the Azorius locker room.
Yeah.
It was in the time lapse.
Right. Okay.
Much like a group of cosplayers, I'm assuming we got dressed on the train.
There's the anime joke.
Yay.
Finally.
Didn't even intend it.
All right.
All right, so you guys are deciding you're going to go to the Grudians Hall? All right,
Yeah.
well, good news. It's very easy to get there. You have to walk through Cozinha Park a little bit. You've gone through here before. You go, basically, to get to the Undercity proper, you have to go through Cozinha Park a bit. You have to cross through the Janka open air market, and then you have to go out the other side to actually get into the Undercity. But first, you're in Cozinha Park. It's beautiful. It's nice. It's lovely. It's got good landscaping. People like it. Everybody make me a perception check.
Higher than a 2. Come on.
14.
Ooh.
11.
20.
14.
14.
All right. All of you look appreciative and say, it's not like this place doesn't get any natural light. You can see that there's like a big filtered shaft of sunlight coming through between like 2 footings probably that are supporting the subway station. And you're like, that's kind of nice. Wonder what the rent here is like.
They
And
can be part of the problem.
20, you notice that the river's all muddy where it wasn't before. And you also notice that the beetle bolt stall, which you are quite close to, you see there's a teenage girl, and she's got all the beetle boats are docked. So whereas before, some of them were out on the river and people were paddling them because they got little foot paddles, and she's just like, and she's pretty annoyed.
Don't seem to remember the river looking quite that dirty last time we were here.
Blah.
I mean, blah. Perhaps we should
Wrong
investigate.
That's the vampire one. Why do you...
I can't remember why I used that one this time.
That's the vampire
That's the
accent.
vampire accent.
Right.
You're looking for the
crawl
crawl
accent.
accent. The Undercity. It's like, it's the Snorsh accent.
Yes.
This girl is not a crawl though, so you can just talk to her. She's just a human. There's lots of humans who live in the Undercity as well.
Yeah.
Lots of humans in the Golgari. So there's a teenage girl who's mucking out a beetle boat.
I guess I'll approach her.
Yeah. Hi, no boat rentals right now. I have a bunch of cleaning to do. Sorry, come back in like an hour.
I'm just curious as to what's up with the water. It doesn't normally look this way.
No, this weird wave came up and upset a bunch of the boats, and then a bunch of them got turned upside down, and one kid got dumped out, and then I had to fish the people and all the boats out of the water, and now I'm having to muck them out because they're gross. This is the most work I've ever had to do at this job in 3 years, and this is the second time in a week I've had to do it. This sucks.
Second time.
Yeah, once was like a couple weeks, or it was like 6 days ago.
6 days ago.
Was that the day of the test? No.
That was the day that the thing got stolen, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think.
my
Or the
assumption.
day before? Was it the
That's
day that
around the
was,
test, right? Yeah.
Perhaps it was the day of the test.
Do you know, like, where the wave came from?
Yeah, upriver. I don't know. It was just weird. It was like one freak wave that came out, interrupted everything.
Wow.
Is
Anyhow, if you come back in an hour, I can rent you some boats.
That's... Blah.
They're smart undead.
Blah.
Okay. They're not all mindless.
Cool. Well, like, I'm super glad you're okay.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That's very nice of you.
Were the people who were dumped out okay?
Yeah, they were fine. The kid was an experienced swamp ball player, so he's seen worse.
Well-
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, good luck cleaning.
Blech.
Yeah.
She goes back to work.
The answer is upriver. Another clue.
Accurate.
Well, I mean, like, let's keep on going.
Yes.
All right, so you walk through Cozinha Park. There's nice flowers and funguses and mushrooms and like gardens and everything's phosphorescent, so it's great.
Do I see anyone who looks like me, who is Do I know what a slime person moves like?
I don't think you would see any slime people right here, but maybe
Okay.
later. I'm going to say you're probably fine with it.
Okay.
I wouldn't worry about it. As long as you wear the disguises, you aren't going to trip people up here. I'm not going to be punitive about it.
Yeah, you're not moving like a slime.
So after you walk through the park, and it's all very nice, and then you're at an intersection, and one path leads to the Undercity via the Janka open air market, and the other one keeps going through Cozinha Park. And so you're going to go into the city. You leave the park. You pass the mossy statue of the Orzhov patron saint of compound interest.
Right.
And you walk through the market, which is busy, and there's lots of people shopping and stuff like that. And Ovog is still selling flowers and still has no night blooming catapults. Then you reach the end of the plaza and exit the market, and you become acutely aware that you are entering the territory of the Golgari swarm.
Ooh.
Because you are passing under an enormous and ornately carved stone archway. And although most of its stately details have been softened and obscured by mosses and creeping vines, there is a massive glowing clock that makes up the top of it, and that has been extremely well maintained, so there is absolutely no mistaking the massive clock, the face of which is painted with a Golgari swarm insignia.
It's Gari time.
That's actually about 1:30, but yeah. So,
Were you waiting for that joke?
yes.
It's like that was too fast.
Glad we got there.
Yeah.
The setup and the dunk.
It's like he was like last session was like, do you like bubble baths? And it's like, Ben, I have put B stuff into this so I can say the word bubble in the Bulgavac voice.
On the same line. It's like we work together.
The Undercity, like every other part of Ravnica, is busy, and the streets are wide and cobbled like the Overcity streets because once they were the Overcity streets. Shoppers amble down wide raised walkways that crisscross through old buildings, keeping the stores separate from the swamp below. Entire blocks of abandoned buildings have been converted into grand mid-air arcades lined with bookstores, cafes, professional offices, bakeries, news agents, dentists, fungus buffers, farm equipment suppliers, everything an Undercity resident could possibly need. And because so little sunlight filters down, every storefront is decorated with strings of small, dim yellow lights, making the entire place feel actually rather cozy. You walk through some nice shopping arcades and pass other shoppers, one of which is a slime person who's just sort of like oozing along the same way you're pretending to do, so you're fine.
Awesome, nailed it.
And then you fall, and then the street terminates after it passes through a building into a large circular plaza that is the remains of a massive geodesic dome. The stairwells have been built into the sides by the Golgari, allowing people to descend to the level of the swamp below and board barges that will ferry them to other parts of the Undercity.
Neat.
So just so I can understand in my mind, so we go from the surface down into a large park area.
Yeah.
And so the park had a couple of structures, but for the most part
It was natural.
It was natural, but also had the market would be more like a street market, so like
Yeah.
set up carts but not structures or anything like
Yeah,
that.
basically the Janka open air market is sort of like the remains of like an Orzhov banking complex. So
Okay.
it's like surrounded by big, tall buildings, and there's like a central plaza that they've turned into a market with stalls and stuff, like laid out in a grid. And then the banking buildings have been converted into apartments that look over the park and the plaza and stuff. And they're all very centrally located and close to transit and desirable and for rent.
And there's like a massive
Yeah,
river
and then
going
you
through
pass
there.
through
Okay.
that plaza and out the other side, and then there's more layers of the Undercity below. There's sort of several layers, so you get onto this raised sidewalk that basically, because the bottom of the Undercity is all swamp essentially, but this part is like an old part of the upper city that was quite grandiose several thousand years ago. So there's raised bridges and stuff everywhere,
Sure.
and there's like what used to be office towers essentially
Nice.
that have been hollowed out and converted into new functions, most of which seems to be shopping arcades for Undercity residents.
Where are we in relation to the river?
You're walking away from the river.
Walking away from the river?
Yeah,
Okay.
the river runs east-west through the 6th district,
Yeah.
beginning at the Pato Underlake and heading west all the way out to the basically if you to the end of the district and to the Cardinia Mountain and the Rubble Belt region. But now you are heading, basically, you are heading away from the river and heading sort of north. So you're basically heading back to get underneath Goshen Heights, essentially. This is 2,000 years ago. This was probably the central part of Goshen Heights, but it's since been paved over with bridges and new stuff, and new buildings have gone up.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. So the geodesic dome, the ruined dome with the stairwells going down,
Yeah.
is that where Grudian Hall is, or is that kind of more of the Golgari like headquarters and rot area?
This actually appears to be a transit exchange.
Oh, right, yes, with the boats that take people elsewhere. Okay.
Can I maybe amble over to somebody to ask for directions?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ah.
I amble over to somebody who looks like they're not disgusted by undead.
Well, that's everybody down in the Undercity, because many people are undead. In fact, there's a old lady. She's a human necromancer, and she's very old and she has a pinched face, but she's sort of like hunched over and quite kindly. And behind her is a giant undead like construct thing that's holding her shopping bags, which
that's
are like
cute.
overflowing with like various leafy greens.
Excuse me.
Yes, Sonny?
I am looking for Grudian Hall.
Oh, I think that's up on Skrubarov Street.
Yes. Which direction?
Oh, you'll want to take the number 17.
Thank you.
Go down to that barge platform over there. Bye-bye, young boy.
And then she gives you a piece of Golgari candy.
Yeah. What kind of Golgari candy is it?
It's black and sticky.
I pop it right in my mouth.
It's grass jelly.
Ooh.
Is that tasty?
It's a little bitter, but it's sugary.
All right. I think I've
You ever had
probably
wheatgrass?
I probably had worse on this adventure.
We've had worse sausages.
Yeah. Thank you. I amble back to the crew and I go, apparently we take the number 17 and it'll get us right down there.
Perfect.
I do it in my regular voice too.
So eventually, you get back together, you climb down the stairwell, and then you are waiting on a platform with several other people. And so this is sort of, the swampy part is sort of like above, like now you're basically looking at like a big flooded swampy area with like weird lily pads and stuff. And the water is murky and black, but sort of clear. Like there's a lot of murk and filth on the bottom, but
Right.
the top layer of the water is quite clear.
Right, where you can see down like a couple of feet perfectly clear, and then there's probably like 3 meters worth of silt.
Yes, exactly like that.
Would this
Right.
be typical for?
Yes, this is
Okay.
very normal. This is basically all of the wastewater that comes through Ravnica every time it rains, which it rains fairly frequently. All filters through all the storm sewers, and some of it gets reclaimed through like with the Izzet engineering stuff. But most of it ends up settling down here in the humid and dark Undercity swamps, where they use that water for agriculture and like and send it back into the earth and stuff like that, and generally just deal with the fact that it's wet all the time down here.
Sure.
It smells a bit, and there's lots of like gross, weird insects that are like swimming around in the water.
As a druid, do I get a feeling of life from this place? Or like, is that poison and I'm just like, no from it?
There's a lot of life here,
Okay.
much of which is poisonous.
Okay.
So, in response to your question,
Yes.
It is absolutely possible to go swimming in this water, and many children in the Undercity do, but they all have a high resistance to poison one way or another.
All right.
Cool.
Okay, well, we find the platform for the number 17.
How big are the boats? Are they like little mini ferries, or?
Yeah, after a while, a little barge that's being staffed by a member of the Golgari swarm comes up, and it's like just like a barge, and there's some little low seats around, and a bunch of people climb on, and throw like 20 zibs in the box.
We do the same.
Yeah.
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 All right.
That social subtle cue, you're like, I'm not from around here. Just like,
I briefly considered it making it one of them Japanese buses that you pay when you get off, depending on how many stops you've been on. But I was like, that's needlessly cruel. Having been on one of those and not known how they work.
yep.
Yeah. If you fall asleep, are you just suddenly like,
Oh,
you're
boned.
you're bricked? Yeah.
They'd probably just roll their eyes at you and be like, I don't know what you're doing, you tourists. But anyhow, mercifully, this is an easy transit passage. By the way, your subway passes won't work down here because this is all run by the Undercity. This is all run by the Golgari Swarm for citizens of the Undercity because no other services are provided by any other guild.
Yeah, so our is it passes don't work?
Absolutely not.
That's
Private
Scams.
lines are a scourge upon public transportation.
So wait,
Well,
are we riding this thing? Like, did we just hop the bus?
No, you paid.
we paid.
Oh, okay.
But you had to pay because your transit passes don't work because they don't make transit for the Undercity because the ISIT says there's not the demand, even though there's dozens of barges ferrying this river.
Very clearly a demand.
Right.
Anyhow,
No demand for the single largest population group.
because,
None at all.
Because because I'm going easy on you. The driver actually calls out the stops as she approaches them,
Ooh.
and so after a few minutes, she goes, "Screw Brob Street."
Oh,
Next stop, please.
All right.
is there a bell that we ring or?
Yeah, there's like a bell that you can press.
Okay.
And then she.
Swish.
Ding, and I also press it like after you, kind of like when
Right.
multiple people are all pressed, like.
Yeah, when you grab the thing and you feel your hand go, "Ugh."
Yeah.
And she pulls the boat up to its pier. You guys get off, and Screwbroth Street's not so much a street as it is a pier in the swamp, and it's lined with buildings, and all the buildings are on stilts because they're built in a swamp.
Oh, neat.
Most of the Undercity is a swamp. This looks like it's a pretty residential neighborhood, honestly, because there's some townhouses, and also there's an elementary school. This is Mazgaz Elementary School. And the building has like a little wooden courtyard, and in front of it you see a bunch of tables that are set up and a large hand-painted banner that says, "Help Mr. Mertzgul's class get to Zonot 5."
Oh. How far away is that?
That's a pretty big trip because it's on the other, they have to go into a different district to go there. So they're holding a fundraising bake sale and craft sale.
Oh,
Oh,
look, we should go check out the bake sale.
yeah. Help the children.
Yeah.
Local wares are always interesting.
Seems like a very worthy cause. Like, give back to Ravnica. Give to the children, man.
Yeah, it's like if a 6-year-old does this to you, you absolutely go, duh. Right?
All right, well, there's booze staffed with excited-looking children who see some new people coming in, and they're like, "We're fundraising!" And this is a 6th grade class, so they're all 11, but, we're fundraising! And we're preteens!
Two of the things I dislike the most.
Valencia's like sniffing up on the table on all the baked goods and stuff.
All right, well, there's a whole bunch of stuff. There's water chestnut cakes and sweet bean paste balls and sugar and egg buns and cups of black kelp jelly and soy milk. And there's also crafts that you can buy. There's poorly made friendship bracelets, poorly made clay ceramics, and averagely made crocheted pot scrubbers, which seem to have been the most popular item for various reasons.
I absolutely get a sweet bean cake.
That will be 5 zibs, please.
Thank you.
You get a sweet bean cake.
I love red bean cake.
I buy 2 friendship bracelets.
Here you go. That will be 10 zibs, please.
I reach into, I assume, my shorts and pull out some money. And then I fasten a friendship bracelet around my wrist and Valencia's wrist.
Aw.
You children make all these gifts or all of these treats yourself?
Now our mums did.
Oh,
Well, and my dad.
Is there one brand that looks obviously store-bought? Like
There's probably some of these that are like store-bought.
like
for sure.
somebody
Big
somebody
grocery
brought
store.
like somebody brought Chips Ahoy to a bake sale.
Yeah.
Those water chestnut cakes might look suspicious.
Yeah.
Ooh. Do any of the mugs seem to have any structural integrity?
What, the mugs?
Yes.
Definitely not.
Oh. Maybe I could put a plant in one.
You know what would probably be great is whatever that green glow amarilla that you bought.
Yeah.
Might sit happily in a poorly made mug.
Ooh.
Yes, my green glow Amarilla, Ferdinand.
Oh, perfect.
That will be 15 zibs, please, for the mug.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'll take an assortment of sweets. Like, what's your favorite, man? Like, what do you think you put your most heart into?
I didn't put my heart into any of this. My dad made it. But he likes black kelp jelly and soy milk.
Yo, yeah, that sounds like, yeah, give me, I don't know, two? Two seems like a good number, yeah.
Cool, 10 zibs, please.
Sure. And I'm gonna go up to Nog and be like, I got you one.
Oh,
So these are little
thank you.
paper cups filled with strange, jiggly black jelly.
I like.
Very firm black jelly
Yeah.
floating in white liquid.
They said it was the specialty, and like, I don't know, when traveling, so cheers. And I go to clink.
Yeah, I clink it and then
Bottoms up.
Yeah, while Mo's doing that, I go and like shoot it over my shoulder. Oh, look,
How
that
is
was
it?
delicious.
It's delicious.
Ah,
Oh,
damn.
it's super good.
Roll me a d4.
Okay.
It sounds like you.
There we go. That's why I didn't do it.
4.
You get regain 4 hit points.
Ooh.
Damn it.
It sounds like you were describing coffee jelly, which is just.
I was like, whoa, and like, it has medicinal qualities. That's incredible. All of my damage is gone.
Is that the way you describe it?
I don't know how to phrase it. Like, phrase it in a way it's just
You
like,
feel refreshed.
like
Yeah.
after that fight, I just feel totally refreshed.
If
man.
you only had like 4 points of damage, that like maybe you had like a mild cough or something like that going
yeah,
on.
like a little bit of bruising. All my bruises are gone.
All right.
Whoa, that's amazing.
I have my sweet bean cake.
It's also very good.
Yay!
It's like a steamed rice, like chewy glutinous rice outside with a big pat of dark black sweet bean paste on the inside. You regain 1d4 hit points.
I am at full.
Excellent. You feel
also at
you
full.
feel refreshed.
I eat bean cakes until they come out of the holes in my body.
Oh, so
made
you
of
buy
ooze.
several bean cakes.
Well, I mean the artificial holes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, give me one of those pot scrubbers.
All right, there you go. That will be 5 zibs, please.
We're like
Done and
bankrolling this whole
done.
trip ourselves. Dang.
Yeah.
Are there
I mean,
any
their
other
prices
people
are
around or
very-
just us?
No, there's lots of people.
Okay.
There's people.
Yeah.
It's a busy residential neighborhood. And there's actually lots of people coming and going because right next door to the elementary school is another building and there's a little hand-painted sign out front that says the erstwhile Order of Grudians, Swarm Hall 17.
I buy several, a selection of things to bring as snacks. They
will
said to bring snacks.
I say,
I
Oh.
will spend a zib?
sure,
The middle one?
Zeno,
A Zeno.
you'll get lots of snacks, a delicious assortment, and the kids look real happy. They're like, oh, we're finally gonna go on some real water slides, not like the stupid ones they're putting in at Zonot 2.
I hear
Oh,
they're
is-
trying their best.
Is Zonot 2 like the really sucky version of like, is it like, I don't even know. What's
You
the,
could go to Six Flags, but instead you get to go to Canada's Wonderland.
Nuts very firm.
Yeah.
not very fun?
It's not even Knott's Berry Farm.
God.
That has some name recognition.
Is it
This
the
is like the county fair in Duncan.
Oh, okay.
Oof.
So
Big
slightly
oof.
worse than
No. Yeah, you could either go
Flintstones
to
Park.
you could either go to a regular awesome like amusement park, or you go to the one that they bring in malls, like in mall parking lots.
They're building Disney World.
Yeah.
How is it that Conklin exists down here as well? And in a different universe.
So is that that's not the hall, is it?
That is the hall.
Oh, it is the hall.
How many Grudians halls do you think I'm going to put in the Undercity?
I don't know. I don't know how many Grudians are around.
If it's anything like the limited environment, as many as I have big tramplers.
Let's go to the meeting.
Yeah. Good call on getting snacks.
I bet we can expense these at least.
Do you get a receipt?
They're
No.
children.
Why do you...
I don't know, I'm learning. Like, Enor says receipt every other day. I just seemed important to ask. I'm trying to help, man.
I'm wondering what sort of impression we're having on Mo.
I'd like to think a positive one. I've learned so much on this trip.
That's good that you think that.
Like
I've
where to
learned a lot too, says Franca, suddenly popping out of nowhere with an egg bun in her hand. Oh,
Did you watch us change?
she vanishes.
I think that's a yes.
Eh.
Anyhow, the ingredients hall is open to the public. The doors are open, and there's a small sign that's sort of taped to the front wall that says Mulder Hulk Room with an arrow pointing left.
Ooh.
And you don't actually really need that because you can hear a huge cacophony of voices coming from that room. The Mulder Hulk Room is definitely the largest event room there, and it is standing room only. There are probably 150 people in there, and almost all of them are shouting. A middle-aged Gorgon appears to be sort of nominally in charge, and she's got a microphone on the stage at the front, and she is attempting to shoo a group of elderly women off the stage. And she's like, yes, thank you. The concerns of the Cozinha Dep Seniors Calcio Association have been noted. No, they haven't. The pool is supposed to be out of order for 3 weeks. That's ridiculous. We have a game scheduled with the Dodgel Dragons for next Tuesday. Well, yes, but all the facilities at Peyto Beach were damaged when they were doing that press preview today, and I can assure you the Parks Department is cleaning up as fast as they can. Thank you. Well, why are we supposed to be practicing till then? Those uppity bitches and the Dodgel Dragons need to be. Thank you, Mrs. Murblax. Don't make me use my gaze. Do I have any other people who wish to weigh in? And then a whole other group of people go up onto the stage and argue about their sight lines and property prices and all of that stuff.
Can I look around to see if I notice Sexy Elf?
Make me a perception check.
Ooh. I would also like to roll for this. I would be keeping my eyes open for Sexy Elf.
12.
You do not see Sexy Elf. You don't see Sexy Elf either.
I don't get a bonus for spot Sexy Elf.
Scan the room for people I might recognize.
All right.
Good, get all the bad rolls out now.
I don't think you recognize anybody here.
Avenir is mainly paralyzed by the lack of Robert's Rules of Order in this meeting.
Actually,
It's like, it's anarchy.
It is anarchy. There's a bunch of really angry people down here because they are just finding out about how disastrous this is supposed to be. And they're rightfully annoyed. And so a lot of people, there's like little like breakout groups of people who are talking about sandbag strategies. And there's other people who are like, who are talking about lawyers and stuff like that and seeing if they can retain somebody from the Azorius on a council and like what their retainer might be if they're going to have to hire a law mage. And there's also a large snack table, which is well picked over, but does have some egg and cress sandwiches.
I was going to say, Nog goes over there, but no, he does not.
Well, they're the Golgari.
What kind of egg?
Kind of brownish.
I put the children's cookies on the table.
Somebody immediately comes up and takes 3 of them and then goes back to arguing.
Hey. Those are for everybody.
Do you want to talk to anybody?
Nog goes and talks to the grandmothers. Or
The old
ones
ladies
who just got shaved?
Yeah.
Man, they're all standing in a group, looking annoyed.
What seems to be the problem?
They shoot us off stage too quickly. The Calcio pool at Peyto Beach is all ruined. Apparently it's gonna have to be decontaminated for 3 weeks. We have a game coming up next Tuesday. It's for the city championship.
What kind of game?
Calcio.
What's Calcio?
So if anybody in chat knows what Calcio is, they've probably been laughing a lot. Calcio is a traditional Italian sport, supposedly the progenitor of soccer, and well known as mankind's most violent sport still played today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not typically played in pools, but I thought I'd take some liberties. So they explain all that without breaking character, and then they talk about, the joy of cracking skulls and getting out there and really remembering what it was like to be young and seeing the life spill from an opponent's eyes. And they talk to you for a long time, Nog, and you cannot get away from this conversation. Who wants to intercede?
I regret everything.
Yeah.
They all start talking to you about how once you're a few decades older, maybe you could join the men's team. But they're a bit soft. They don't go as hard as they do. And
While this is occurring, I'm
Help.
trying
Just
to
leave him there.
spot the Gorgon, who seems to be in charge of everything. Does she bear a guild insignia?
well, she does seem to be a member of the Golgari swarm, and right now she's taking a break to get some tea.
Yeah.
So she's over by the snack table if you want to talk to her.
I was gonna say before we go in there, I want to do my my coaching thing because I can give a bonus to the next roll we do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So just like Avenir, quickly before you come over, and I'm gonna put my hand on your shoulder. Just remember, in the next thing that you do, picture the joy that Vitu-Ghazi brings to the world and let it channel through you.
What would a tree do in this situation?
Yeah, like if you're worried that your path is blocked, let the branches open and let the light show you the way. So you'll get a bonus D4 in your next roll. Remember the tree.
I've never thought of a tree as particularly path clearing. You know? But,
It's easy. Imagine the tree.
yeah, if something's in the way, imagine a tree getting that stuff out of there.
Tree, not there.
I guess I'll just use my name. Hello, madam. May I bother you for a moment?
Oh, yes. Oh, I haven't seen you before. Have you signed our petition yet?
I have not. I was hoping to ask several questions.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, would you care to make any... I'm doing the wrong voice. Would you care to make any donations to the Senza Underriver Legal Defense Fund? Minimum recommendation, 1 Xeno. Tink, 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 tink. Clink. Thank you. What would you like to know?
I was hoping to get some guidance on speaking with somebody in the Golgari swarm.
Oh, well, I'm a member of the Golgari swarm.
Oh, what do I even want to ask? Oh my God, brain, please help me.
You're a branch outreach for representative for the Azorius that in
But he's in
Golgari.
disguise.
Yeah, no, I
Yes.
know, but like you have a person in the Azorius that like
Oh yes,
like you
yeah.
like you were past this
Yes,
thing.
yes.
Yeah.
I could not help but hear that several of your members of your organization were looking for legal representation.
Yes, we are looking for legal representation because we don't think that all of their environmental impact studies were done properly. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here in this situation. So yeah, that's why we're collecting ching 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 because we need to hire. We're gonna hire the best lawyers that we can find. We'll even leave the 6th district if we can.
I may know several people inside the Azoria Senate who could be able to help.
Oh, excellent. Would you like to speak to the founder of organization? I could possibly put you in touch with him.
I would very much like to do so, yes.
Yes, excellent. Well, Volgos isn't here right now, but I think
Ding, 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 ding.
I think he's probably at work. So I think maybe you would want to go and speak to him as soon as possible. He works down in Cozinha Park.
Oh, that's very convenient. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Thank you for your generous donation.
Oh, where may we find him in Cozinha Park?
Well, he's the head gardener, so probably all over the place.
Oh, splendid. That should be very straightforward then. Thank you.
Meanwhile, help.
So the real secret with Calcio is you gotta hook the elbow in. And then once you have
Help.
that rotten woman from the Dajjal Dragon, she looked at
I-
my Henry before he died, you know. I think it was her gaze that killed him. And then once you get really in there and you get
I
the,
am
you get
just
the
gonna
knuckles out under the
walk
throat.
through this conversation and envelop Nog and just keep moving.
I like see this and I'm like, "Bleh," and I like go underneath like your robe or whatever. Thank you, lady.
Just like, whoop.
They're talking combat strategy now. They're like demonstrating about like eye gouging techniques and like punches and like, you know, don't put the thumb in, remember, Mildred.
Avenir,
Yes, Nog.
I think I learned what I want to do in my free time now. I learned a lot.
Do you think this would have any legs as a league within the Boros Legion?
I think so, but maybe you should bring it to the. I think Enor would be really into it too.
Island ball is a non-contact sport because it is, in fact, quite dangerous. Somebody once swallowed a mouthful of water.
You know what? Never mind then.
Calcio's the full contact version of that.
It was pool water. They were thick. Well, not thick. That would have certain legal implications.
And to be honest, does this look like the body of someone who does any form of exercise?
And I look at like you in your costume and I go, no.
Exactly!
Anyways, what'd you learn?
Vogos is the head gardener at Cozinha Park. Vogos is the head gardener at Cozinha Park. You know, it's kind of relaxing to talk
Wait,
like
the,
this.
so you're saying the amount of times that
we
we
have-
have walked through that park the whole time looking for this guy, and he's been the gardener that takes care of it.
Apparently, yes.
That's implausible.
It does seem like a strange coincidence.
Well, the park is like kind of huge, man. And we didn't really know we were looking for a gardener. But we can go find that handsome elf. Let's go find the handsome gardener.
I think that's a great idea, says Franca.
Can we put like a bell on your ankle or something so we can hear you coming up?
You could try.
Can I?
No.
Oh. Is that those like white lies you were telling me about before, friends?
I don't think she lied at any point.
Yeah, no, I think that was very truthful at every stage.
Oh. I don't get it.
All right, I guess we're going back to Cozinha Park.
Yeah, on this riveted conversation topic, let's go back to the park.
I got Ferdinand a new home.
Yeah, I might actually want to grab like one or two of those more like treat things before we leave.
Oh, that's probably, the children will probably like that.
Yeah, I get 2 more of those black seaweed cups.
That sounds great.
All right, that's another 10.
There are 10 zibs.
Yep.
Well, they're 5 zibs each, so if you're getting 2, it's 10 zibs.
We found a minor source of potions.
Yeah. I have 2 healing potions. Fantastic.
Right. To the park, I guess. So we're taking the boat back again?
I guess so, yes.
We will abstract the walking down the boardwalk, passing, going back to the children's bake sale, taking the number 17 barge, and then going back through the shopping arcades. And then you find yourself back at Cozinha Park, which is
Alright.
still
All
lovely
begins.
and still beautifully landscaped. Something that I have said in every single description. Now you maybe know why, because it was important. And now there's a big sign because Cozinha Park is enormous. So basically Cozinha Park is like a long narrow strip that goes along well, that's not super narrow, but it goes along the Cozinha River. It's all parkland, and it terminates at Pato Beach, which of course is the beach that's connected to the Pato Underlake. And of course, when you pass through, here are all the things that you can stop to see in Cozinha Park. You can see the mushroom forest, which is something I've described to you before. There are some lovely curving paths through a patch of tall, thin, alabaster-colored mushrooms. Think walking through a bamboo grove, but the bamboo is enokai mushrooms.
Ooh.
Very pretty. There are the moth gardens, where various moth-attracting moths...
Directly through the eye hole.
Various moth-attracting mosses and funguses have been planted here in a very tidy geometric arrangement, and everything has been exceptionally carefully pruned. This is the horticultural equivalent of watchmaking.
Ooh.
Luminous!
There's the Svathgir Memorial Band Shell. It's a band shell in the field. As you walk past, you see a sign listing upcoming events, such as the Masaaki Guerrilla Theater Troupe is coming to Cozinha Cleanup Day on the 15th of Zviskir.
Oh,
In a
nice.
mere 2 weeks.
Cleanup day.
Well, because they do a periodic river cleanup.
Oh,
Very community building.
yeah. Junned it out.
There's a children's playground.
All right.
Is he inside the playground?
No,
Good.
several children are.
Is there like a information booth anywhere at all, or?
There's like a big information sign that like lists like things that
map or
branch off the
anything?
main path. Yeah, I'm reading you what you would find on this
Okay.
map.
Oh, okay.
Like if there is a,
I'm looking for like a gardener, like a service shed or
Like a
something like that.
facilities?
Or
Yeah.
if it needs repair or cleaning, please contact.
Nothing like that.
Then-
There's a moss bowling oval.
What about if we go to like the moth garden because he's a gardener, that has the word garden in it.
That doesn't seem like a bad idea.
Wait.
I mean, we could just wait for him to come by.
Well, hold on. Let me finish reading.
Oh,
Okay.
But we can say that you stopped at the moth gardens and they were very nice. There's also public bathrooms, crawl and humanoid. There's wild polypore meadows, which is a large section of the park that has been left to grow undisturbed in an effort to replicate what might be a natural ecosystem. And the Peyto Underbeach, which has several facilities, including picnic grounds and a calcio pool.
Ooh. Is the calcio pool currently inoperable?
It doesn't say on this big information sign.
Right. But it stands to reason that this is the inoperable one.
Yeah.
Maybe
Wait.
he's cleaning it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was gonna
maybe-
say we've heard this we've heard the word Peyto several times
Yes.
throughout this adventure.
Good
so far. Perhaps maybe that's where we should go.
I think we should check out the the waterfront.
All right. You walk through the park. This takes about 20 minutes because it's a big park. And you follow the signs and you get to the Peyto Underbeach, which is broad and sort of like there's like nice soft sand that's obviously been trucked in, and there's benches and all of this. And it's very nice. Well, it was very nice because when the beach is not so nice anymore. Because according to a sign taped to the swimming rules notice board, the picnic grounds are out of order and the calcio pool is closed for decontamination. And you see that this is out of order because the picnic grounds have been destroyed and the tables are lying in splinters. The calcio pool is filled with some sort of ooze. And the beach itself is blocked off with caution tape and you can see 3 members of the Gari swarm in uniforms picking up trash with spikes, and one is trying to rake the sand back into place. There's four swarm members out here working on the beach, which is covered in flotsam. There's various hideous lake fish. There's long, stringy bits of gyreweed. There's tons of upper city garbage that's been washed into the Zonot. But most of what they seem to be picking up is lumps of simic mimeoplasm. And one crawl worker is complaining to a fungus elemental, going, what the heck came out of that pipe? Wait, is this piece alive? And he holds up a writhing, translucent blob that is screaming. Somebody make me a perception check.
10.
18.
It sounds familiar.
Is
Like
it this?
Otrivan.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Wow, that's gonna haunt my dreams for ever. Really?
And the fungus elemental says, "Oh, just throw that one back."
Are any
Gets
of
thrown
the,
into the lake and they keep picking up mimeoplasm and looking angry.
Do any of the Golgari swarm members look familiar?
or unusually attractive?
One is a troll, 2 are crawl, and one's a fungus elemental.
So it depends on what you're into.
Yeah. Hey, Avenir,
Yes.
why don't you go ask where like the head gardener is?
Okay. I will approach them.
All right. Well, they're complaining.
Remember the spirit of the tree.
And Troll says, I thought Vogos was just being like a crank about it like he normally is, but I think that was right. That stupid pipe over there, they said it was going to be harmless, but we're going to be out here 3 times a day cleaning this stupid beach up. Oh, more than that, probably. This is the second time this week I've been called out here to clean it up, and the expansion's not even open yet. I did hear the fun park will have 5 rides, though.
Did I get the Gorgon's name? I didn't.
No.
Wait a second.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, sorry, beach is closed for obvious reasons.
I was actually hoping to speak with Vogoth. I was directed here from the
Grudian's Hall.
Grudian's Hall meeting.
Oh, let's see. I don't think I've seen him today. Maybe he's at the hothouses. And the fungus analyst says, yeah, he's usually in the hothouses.
Oh.
I check over there.
Could you direct me to them?
Yeah, I will go through the, sorry, one second. I'll go through the polypore meadows.
Thank you.
I just wave.
They go back to cleaning and being irritated. Although a couple of them are like, hey, no, it's not all so bad. Think about all the overtime we're going to get. if they open this stupid expansion.
Area man could use the overtime anyway.
Yeah. So that was the beach.
Okay, I guess through the
It's,
polypore
like,
meadow.
really
Make
messed
me an
up.
investigate roll.
Okay.
Yes, remember the tree.
Finally.
Remember the tree. And add a D4.
23 without a die for.
Wow.
Okay.
So
I'll believe I helped.
most parks, as you would be aware, don't typically signpost and direct you to the administrative buildings and like the where they do the business of the growing and stuff like that. But they're not actually hard to find if you look for them. And as you walk back through the polypore meadows, which are very pretty, by the way, if this is what an ecosystem looks like, you're for it. You notice an unmarked but cleared pathway where the main walkway of the park sort of curves away from the river and takes you through the meadows, so you get a better view of the wild funguses. And this sort of goes behind like a row of like grass things, stuff, under city weird greenery, to hide what looks like some work buildings.
Oh, okay. Well, let's approach the buildings then.
All right.
Trying to.
How big are these buildings?
Well, you sort of follow the path, and you see an enormous hothouse with a sloped roof and glass walls. And it's probably 50 feet across and 100 feet long.
Okay, so a very large building.
And you can see.
And can you explain what a hothouse is?
A
as well?
hothouse
I'm
is
sorry.
like a greenhouse, but for mushrooms.
Oh.
Because obviously most parks that we would be familiar with would use greenhouses and stuff to speed up the sprouting. They don't really need light down here, but they do need humidity and warmth. So that's what the hothouse is for. And it is apparently very effective because it's got glass walls. You can see that it's just rammed inside with exotic mushrooms and mosses and lichens and like glow-in-the-dark things that are sprouting.
Are there any of those kinds of special flowers that?
Yeah,
Not that you can see.
Okay.
It's only the one hothouse?
It's
There's-
one very large hothouse that you can
Okay.
see.
Okay. I mean, we should. So, I'm like, so far, I think our approach on just walking in the front door has been quite good.
Yeah.
Maybe we should not break that really good streak.
I feel that we might want to lose the disguises at this point.
Well, like he totally ran away last time we saw him.
That's true. He might be, if he sees us again, he might be inclined to tootle off.
But like, I get where you're coming from.
I feel like we've been lied to.
By who?
I'm going to say society.
Oh, that's deep, man.
I know. Well, is there any indication that Vogos is here?
The door is slightly ajar.
I knock and open the door and say, hello?
There's no answer. A couple of beetles scuttle along the ground. Oh, there's insects everywhere. There's
Yeah.
just centipedes crawling over everything. It's the Undercity.
I know.
Happy
I'm
living
not
things.
surprised by it as much as I'm uncomfortable all the time.
Just centipede crawls directly up the front of my outfit and in through the eye hole. There's muffled screaming for about 2 seconds.
Just writhing.
You really should seal those off before we go out again.
Well, like,
followed by a choking noise.
Hello, we're looking for Vogos.
No answer.
I'm gonna keep on walking. I'm gonna walk on in.
Okay.
The hothouse is crowded but orderly. The aisles between the rows of plants are only a couple of feet wide, which means you are constantly being touched as you push between feathery mosses and duck under sturdy mushrooms. Each plant is labeled carefully with its name, what season it flowers in, and its watering and fertilization schedules. It is very warm and humid in here.
I channel some long, unaccessed memories about walking through the stacks in a library where everything is just like piled up, and try not to disrupt anything.
Make me a perception check.
I'm going to add the die 4 to that.
Okay.
23.
All right.
Perfect.
Nice.
12.
22.
Wow. They must have some good gardeners working here, you think to yourself.
Yeah,
It's very
look at all
organized.
these plants.
Medium. This is actually kind of creepy.
Neat.
And you two, you hear a scratching noise coming from behind you.
Is it behind? I turn around. What's behind me?
Franca.
I was like, is it Frank?
She looks at, wow! Every plant has a name! This is so cool. You can see a light coming on behind Franca's eyes, and you realize she's going to be a plant lady after this is over. She's
Yeah.
super into it. So she's taking notes and doing
Yeah,
little drawings.
Franca, like, nature's amazing, man.
Don't proselytize me.
Listen,
Okay.
that was attempt number 3, swing and a miss, and I assume some sort of Ravnican baseball equivalent. You're out. So just let it be, man.
I'm just trying to find, like, common ground to talk about people, you know, man? And, like,
I mean, like,
Right.
I'm up for gardening tips. I don't think there's anybody in this hothouse, do you? She says, her voice sort of echoing.
It does seem vacant.
Is there?
See, Molander, if you're looking for a way to speak with people, listen to them.
Yeah, you're less so finding common ground and more so chunking away at the same little bit that nobody wants to be on.
Maybe we should go outside.
Is there like an office or anything?
There's a back door.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe out this way.
You successfully make your way through the empty hothouse. At the end, you find several overflowing bags of manure fertilizer, a tap, a shelf filled with misters, and a grimy poster pinned above the sink that says, "Remember, from the knees with ease."
Oh God.
What is
A
it?
chronic back injury as an elf?
Oh,
Could you imagine
okay,
having
it's
a
lift.
bad back for 400 years?
It's a lifting poster.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's lots of heavy stuff that needs to be
Yeah,
moved around
yeah.
here.
What
So-
were you thinking?
No, don't worry about it.
You go through the back door. This one is also ajar and totally unlocked. And Frank looks around and she sees beside the hothouse, there's like gardening implements, wheelbarrows, composters, empty hoses, gardening tat, and a small slope that looks like it leads about 20 feet down to the river.
Ooh. Let's follow the slope carefully. Like, let's not
All
go
right.
trundling out there.
All right. So maybe you get to the top of the slope and look down.
Yeah.
All right.
he's like, not at the front door, we'll
Should
do the
I-
back door. Yeah.
I mean, I'm more trying to be careful and conscientious than, like, sneaky.
Yeah.
We're still not necessarily trying to be.
Are you still in your costumes?
Yes.
Okay. So you look down from the top of the hill, and down by the river you see some large-ish glass structures, which are about 4 feet high and 6 feet long. Most of the glass panes are broken, though, and you can see the back of someone picking broken glass and blobs of mimeoplasm out of the reddish moss that is growing inside. Most of the plant's delicate-looking white flowers have been broken off, but a few battered-looking ones still remain. Their feathery petals cast a soft glow, and even from here you can smell honey coming from them.
Can I make some kind of roll to remember what the prized flower it was that the
Yeah.
flower seller did not have?
Absolutely.
No, I can't.
It's a night blooming catapult.
Thank you.
was-
I had it written down somewhere and it's gone now.
Does this match the description of the flower that we've heard?
Yes, this is the flower that he showed you the very first day.
The super
The incredibly
valuable one.
expensive 2 Xenos a piece. Super hard to grow. Very specific humidity conditions.
And the entire greenhouse specifically for them smashed to mimeoplasm.
So, Nog,
Yes.
Molander,
Hi.
Avenir. This is the hottest person you have ever seen kneeling on a
Yeah.
sodden riverbank. The fact that his pants are soaked with mud and river grime makes him even more attractive. You would help him clean anything.
Yes.
Enor, you appreciate his dedication to horticulture.
Man loves his plants.
He's busy. What do you want to do?
I think we should approach him. I think we should approach him in a friendly manner. Nice. I don't think we have to go all, To him, we could just be good guys.
So, like...
Wait, we are good guys.
So, here's the question, though. When do we give him the check for the bill for, like, that small fortune he owes?
After the signature.
Oh, okay. So not too friendly. Got it.
Follow my lead.
Do you want...
I trust you.
Do you want the blessings of Itugazi again?
I think I'm going to try to take a secular approach to this one, but thank you, Miranda.
I respectfully accept.
I'm actually going to remove my disguise. I feel like we're not going to make much progress here lying to this guy.
Okay. Should
Alright.
we
All right.
all?
Yeah, I follow suit.
Okay. We all take off our disguises.
And I...
We all watch you crack your knuckles.
This is so tense. He looks so professional right now.
He's really good at building tension.
Yeah, it's like... That's what I want to be when I picture a law mage.
Yeah,
Wow.
this is a heck of a dramatic pause.
He's not a law mage, though.
Nope.
He's a rogue.
Oh.
Not even an allocutor yet.
We've
learned
traveled
so
for
much.
like an entire week and a half together, and you still don't.
The
Yeah.
law mage is over here.
Yeah.
WillSmith.jpg.
Yeah, it would be worth it to invest some time into learning about your friends.
Interesting.
Are you saying I look like a genie? That's racist.
Okay.
I've forgotten what I was going to say. Roll initiative.
All right, lead on, Avenir. We're playing the straight and narrow approach.
You know, I say, I've found caring for my Amarilla quite rewarding.
Oh, out loud?
Yes. I understand I have you to thank for that. My name is Avenir, and I can't escape the feeling that I was rather easily deceived when we met earlier.
Hi. I guess if you've tracked me down here, you recognized me from running into me earlier. I didn't think I would. I didn't expect to see you at Zonot 2. I'm Vogos. Vogos, give the head gardener of the Cozinha Park.
Avenir got to touch him.
Okay, that's... slow it down. I like put my hand on you and I go, chill. That's
I feel before we move on, I should introduce Enor,
Hello.
Nog,
Hey,
Valencia,
boof.
Melander,
Pats the dog.
Hi.
and Franca.
Pop! Hi! I'm just here covering this for the newspaper. It's a very important piece of legislation that's going to happen. And then she sort of fades away somehow because that's how the Demir work. So she's not there anymore, but she is there. She's watching you.
Thank you, Franca.
You've come with an awfully large entourage to arrest me, I assume.
Actually, that's not the case. Sorry, I don't mean to step on your toes.
Please go ahead. We represent a collective sent from several guilds, and our mandate is that we're trying to get a very simple piece of legislation signed, and I feel that we've gotten roped into something a bit more complex than perhaps we should have at the beginning.
Yeah, probably to put a point, like a footnote on really everything that we're saying here, is all this stuff that's going on with the Zonot and the muck and the destruction of your greenhouse and all that, we are just not a part of that, man. We just want to get this piece of paper signed, and that's it, really.
But we're not wholly unsympathetic to your cause.
Yeah.
So, wait. You're not here to arrest me?
This is all
And
been
then
a-
you hear from behind you, Vogas, I brought you some Vosjourd. I thought it might help you feel better. Make me a perception check.
18.
All of us?
13.
Full 20.
All right.
15.
First of all, you all think, boy, that is somebody very nice to carry takeout all this way. You two recognize this voice, and you are expecting what happens next, which is a hold person spell. Everybody make me a DC 14 wisdom check.
Nope.
19.
16.
Ooh, do I get a +1? What's the one?
Wisdom.
I should
Wisdom?
make one.
Oh, I pass.
I should make one for Valencia, probably.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Also
nice.
19.
No. Well, it grabs you, Avenir, and you can't move. And you recognize this voice because this is the last person who gave you a whole person. This is the person who helped Vogos escape the first time you ran into
Right.
him.
Yeah.
Right.
And you see a young Vidalcan who is wearing casual Azorius colors come down and run over to Vogos and say, "Stay away from him! We have a reason for doing all of this. I'm a precognitive mage with the Azoria Senate, and I knew all of this was going to happen, and I think we have a strong case." And Vogos says, "No, Clintock, leave them alone. They're not here about the Pyromanaflux conduit." He's like, "You didn't hear anything I just said." And then Franca pops out from behind a bush and says, "I did," and then goes back.
Are
You
you
know
sure you're precognitive?
Yeah, like, I think I know what that word means, and I don't think you know what that word means.
I'm postcognitive.
Enor, make me a remembering things you told me before the campaign started roll.
Oh, that's in character.
Wow, that just stopped.
Is it a one?
That's a one.
Ah,
It was
this
like the
person must
one
work for
ring.
the Ascendant as well. But he recognizes you and he says, "Wait a minute. Weird Enor?"
Wait.
Weird Enor?
Wait, hold on.
Half right. Half right.
This is
half?
Clintock, your childhood friend, who ended up working for the guild as well. He's a precognitive mage. It's not tremendously higher up the ladder than you, but a little bit higher up the ladder. And he is here to defend his boyfriend, even though his boyfriend doesn't need any defense. And then Vogos says, no, stop. It's fine. They're not here about the Pyromanaflux conduit. They're here to sign some paperwork.
We're largely harmless.
Wait, really?
I've been told.
This has been a series of misunderstandings.
Hilarious misunderstandings.
Yeah. All we've wanted to do for this past week and a half is just get some paper signed, and so much has happened. We're really just here to make sausage better. Also, again, sympathetic to your plight. Because between us, I mean, sure, you summoned some giant skittering, what were they? Like, silverfish?
Silverfish.
Yeah.
Some silverfish to attack us, and that was gross. But the other team and the other side of this whole endeavor made a giant shark to crab tentacle monster thing, and frankly that was worse, and I'm inclined to go with the one that doesn't get me my head chopped off.
Silverfish eat with a rasp.
Hi, you know those nightmares I was having? Cool, we found another addition.
All I wanted to do was take in some of the local cuisine. I'm getting things signed on going on a short business trip around the district.
Well, it sounds like everybody's had a bad week then, Vogos says, finally happy to get this off his chest. This whole thing was sprung on us less than 2 weeks ago, and neither the Chamber of the Commerce or the Combine have ever given us a straight answer about how this stupid Zonot 2 expansion is going to affect the Senza Underriver. And you can just see Franca sort of like appearing out of a bush, taking notes furiously. And it's like, and then Clintock sort of comes in and says, "That's right. They are going to destroy all of Vogos's hard work. They destroyed his night blooming catapult growing frames. They're endangered because they're so finicky, you know. And when I reported them to the Boros Legion, and then when I heard they'd confiscated the Pyromanaflux conduit, and Vogos says, honey, they're not here about that, so maybe just don't mention that so much."
Wait, yeah, I feel like I would be, you know what? I'm a look the other way.
Yeah, so, and then Vogos says, "We kind of figured if we maybe damaged it, we could buy some time for the you know, for the hiring of the lawyers and stuff like that. And Clintock says, oh, speaking of which, we are now registered as a nonprofit. And Vogos says, oh, thank you, sweetie. So anyhow, Frank is like, wow, this is incredible. This is the scoop of the century. Also, oh, so cute. Oh my God, this is going to be front page news for months. Amazing. We are totally dropping the sausage thing. Sorry, guys.
That's fine. The sausage doesn't.
Yeah, you could also just forget about it. Like, you don't have to put it in at all, really.
And then Vogos and Clintock say, wait, who's that? And she goes, oh, I'm Franka Dobrik, arts and culture reporter with the Times-Picayune. Can I interview both of you for this? I'm thinking front page and then centerfold feature. And they're like, yes.
I'm thinking she gets paid by the column inch.
So Franka is quickly trying to spirit away your people
Okay.
for
Hey.
interviews.
If you could let me down, please.
Wait, what do you? Sorry, what?
Are we all still held? Are they
I
still
assume
held?
you still.
Oh yeah. Bzzzt.
Hey, Avenir, like, does the Golgari person have to hold a certain position to sign, or like...
Hi, yes. As I said, my name is Avenir Call. I'm with the Consumer Goods Inspection Branch of the Azorius, the Consumer Goods Inspection Sub-Office of the Department of Manufacturing, and we are trying to get the Azorius Universal Sausage Regulations passed. It's a very tedious piece of regulation to do with food safety.
And
But-
you need my signature.
Yes, we have signatures from 9 other square brackets, renowned 5 guild members.
Oh, I'm a head gardener. I've definitely got renown 5.
Oh,
Wait, so you'd want my signature from the Golgari?
yes.
We don't know anyone else.
Yeah.
In the absence of the Living Guild Pact, we have to manually have all legislation passed by members of each guild.
Wow, that sounds horrible.
It
It's been an
is.
adventure.
It's nice to get out of the office.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I could do you a favor. I mean, you've basically delivered a reporter for the Times-Picayune into my garden so she can take pictures of all the destruction that Zonot 2 will rot. So yeah, sure. I'll sign it for you.
Whoa,
Nailed
we're
it.
helping.
Nailed it, team.
I told you, full circle.
Yes, this was your idea.
As soon as Vogos is done signing, he hands the book back to you, and it starts to glow with a blue light.
Does
The
mine glow
agree-
too?
Yeah, they all glow. The
Oh.
agreements lift out of your hands and hang in the air, spinning gently as the Azorius law magic resolves. Along the left side of the page, the first letters of every paragraph begin to slowly pulsate and then flash red as the book turns faster and faster in the air until you can see nothing but a white-blue blur in front of you. All of a sudden, they stop and freeze. A puff of red smoke in the shape of a flaming skull erupts from the unified copies of the unified Ravnican Sausage Standard. And then the books fall to the ground and embed themselves in the mud with a splat.
That's weird.
Vogos looks at you and says, is Azorius law magic supposed to do that?
Yeah, like that didn't seem very like law magic-y.
I run
It was
over to the
kinda
book,
cool.
Is this
One of the
still an
books?
Azorius thing?
lift the book out of the muck. What did everyone just sign?
This concludes session 9 of Bylaw and Order. Please join us next week for the thrilling conclusion.
We've been had!
We've been hacked.
All of our bypasses!
Bye.
We got Ponezord!
I was really hoping the capital letter of each one spelling sausage.
No.
Huh.
Hey, question. Do they have a suggestions box on the way out of the garden?
Probably somewhere.
Great. I need to make sure to do something on the way out.
Okay. I mean, you can just tell me what your suggestion
We're
is.
dropping the bill for 40,000 Xenos in the suggestions box. Just to make sure he gets it.
Yeah.
We delivered it.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not properly addressed.
Oh,
It says it's addressed, remember, to a Golgari buffoon.
Yeah, who actually read it? I think Ian spent some time studying it, but more
Yeah,
for like
I-
the content.
Yeah.
I read the book.
Yeah.
for like, I assume it was somehow disguised from me because I felt that I would have noticed.
Interesting.
I mean, I have talked frequently about how overwritten this is, how thorough it is, and how certain parts appear to be duplicated unnecessarily.
Right. I mean, that all scans, yes, but there was nothing amiss.
I mean, Nog would certainly not know anything about it, but okay.
Much like sausage, sometimes the whole is more than the sum of its parts.
Oh my god.
God, I should have saved that for next episode.
Yeah, damn.
It's okay. It's okay. That was out of kayfabe.
Yeah,
Kayfabe.
kayfabe.
Kayfabe. I'm trying my best.
Surge, actually, literally Molander.
Yeah, we need to go and talk with the editor-in-chief.
Yeah.
We need to talk with your boss.
I suspect that we will not just talk with my boss.
After this, yeah.
I think O-Board might have...
Given
Who is O-Board really working for?
Well, I think
Who is
we'll-
O-Board
I
really?
think we'll find out a variety of exciting things next week.
That's fair.
And I guess this session came in a little short because you didn't fight Vogos and his boyfriend, which was very good because they probably would have beaten you up a
Oh,
lot.
totally.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I like that. The sausage paperwork was just the filler.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, next week's going to be great. I'm so excited to see. But also, like, it's almost done.
I'm getting legitimately sad, like
Aw.
really sad when I think about the fact that this campaign's wrapping up soon.
Well, we still got one more session to figure out what the heck is going on here.
Yeah.
And the characters will live on within your heart.
And possibly in a Christmas
Well,
special.
Or they'll die.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
exactly-
that's the thing.
yeah.
Or we all die next time.
We don't
Who
know
knows?
what's happening next.
Tune in to see if we all die.
For everybody speculating in chat, they're like, oh, they have to go fight Bolas. Nicol Bolas would not waste
Yeah.
his time
On
with the
sausage.
6th district
Yeah.
and
He-
any of these people.
Like, you can see, like, maybe, like, I don't know. So I have no idea what's happening in the next thing. People have speculated that the Eternals are coming to Ravnica, right?
They were in the stained glass.
Exactly.
Ooh.
In this scenario, I could see the big bad being one Eternal, like
No.
who went off and they're like, sausage. All right.
I think if Avenir got hit by an Eternal, it would just be like one of those martial arts movies where they just like strike him in the chest and you see the wall of candles behind him blow out.
Yeah.
I think you just fall over dead.
Nicol Bolas does not know any of these people exist.
Yeah.
No. Like when
Maybe
people
a
were
trade
speculating that I was a Demir agent, if the Demir House Demir was able to secret an agent into the Azoria Senate, passed all of their background checks and stuff, I probably wouldn't put them in the Consumer Goods Inspection Branch.
Yeah. But yeah.
Well,
Nicol Bolas, secret
what
of
are-
sausage
what are
connoisseur.
Eternals? If you're not up on your magic lore, which is why this campaign is so explanatory, so you can understand the setting even if you don't play Magic the Gathering, the Eternals are a special race of zombie super soldiers that are under the command of Nicol Bolas, an evil mastermind dragon.
Which is probably unrelated to what's going to happen next session.
Yeah, that has nothing to do
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
anything that's
That's
happening
like
here.
that's like this level plot. We're like here.
Yeah.
Like that's
We're like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like if you had the Terminator and Chippendale's Rescue Rangers. We would definitely be towards the Disney afternoon end of that
I mean, they were
spectrum.
the same universe.
Terminator, Rescue Rangers, the Adventure Pets, or whatever from like Treehouse.
Paw Patrol. You were literally Paw Patrol.
Yeah, we're the Wonder Pets.
God.
This
All
is
right.
serious.
Yeah. I like to protect my beautiful brain creations. I don't want Nicol Bolas killing any of my NPCs. So
Yeah.
Nicol Bolas doesn't know the 6th district exists. And neither does the rest of Ravnica, because I made it up. Anyhow.
This has been very rewarding so
Yeah.
far.
Yeah. So tune in next week for the thrilling actual conclusion, not like what the Twitter account says. That's no shade to WotC. We pushed back our recording session by a week because we had an issue with
We had a weather
Streams.
oopsie.
Surge and Ben missing their plane. So we Squirrel Lord 111. The stream just ended, but oh my goodness, if you missed this session, there are several ways that you can watch it. First of all, it's up on our screen, youtube.com/loadingreadyrun for the replay, for the VOD of this or for the YouTube version of this session will be up on Wednesday, as will the podcast version. You just type Loading Ready Run or Dice Friends into wherever good podcasts are served, and you will be able to find that and rewatch or listen at your own leisure. You can also watch the VODs right now on the D&D channel. Like, you can just go back and watch the VOD. And yeah, so please stay tuned, or tune in next week for the thrilling conclusion of Bylaw and Order. Yay!
Yay!
Bye.
Bye.